President Trump making road trips great again. After years of pain at the pump, summertime gas prices now hitting a 4-year low, defying expectations amid ongoing turmoil in the Middle East.
Gas prices today averaging $3.21 per gallon. That's down from this time last year when gas hit $3.45 per gallon, and 2 years ago at a whopping $3.57 per gallon. And analysts predict the current price will maintain given the plentiful supply of oil. Joining us now is House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee member, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, we'll start with that. Despite all the turmoil in the Middle East, oil is tumbling, stocks are rising. Why?
I think because who's in the White House, truly, he's wanting to unlock America's energy. And he did it in his first term. We were exporting energy under Trump, first time in a long time. And now they realize that America's back. America's working. We're going to start drilling. We're going to, under the Biden administration, they were always quick to say they permitted a lot of wells. But what they didn't permit was the transportation or the pipelines and the processing. And I think you're going to see that exploding once we get the big, beautiful bill passed. And I think America realized that, and I think Wall Street realized that as well.
And rather than allow our energy producers promoting energy security here and security on the world stage, they drain the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for political benefit, trying to bring down gasoline prices before the midterms. But rather than allowing our energy producers to do what they do best, and that's explore and pull fuel out of the ground or the bottom of the ocean. But I digress. I'm trying to explain a left-wing liberal is we don't have enough time. But I want to move on to when Republicans act like liberals. Senators, some, 3, I will name them, Senator Susan Collins, Patty Murray, who's a Democrat, and then Lisa Murkowski. Also, I think Mitch McConnell as well, were questioning President Trump's plan to kill federal funds for PBS, NPR, along with some foreign aid to USAID. This is part of the rescission bill. Are they really Republicans? Again, this is the same shenanigans going on over in the Senate where people are advocating extending the green scam.
Ma'am, I don't know if I was having an out-of-body experience or what, but I was driving our dually into the front of our farm, and somehow I had NPR on. I'm not really sure why that was. I guess I couldn't find any good country music at the time or Southern rock. And they were saying, one of the people asked the other person what their definition of propaganda was. And their answer was Lee Greenwood singing God Bless the USA. And I about ran off the dadgum road. And that's NPR. That is a left-wing propaganda. And they're going to scream we're hurting their First Amendment. Man, they can say all the garbage they want. But I tell you what, the hardworking taxpayers of Tennessee shouldn't have to pay a dadgum dime to those arrogant people, and they are. When you saw them in front of the committee, you would think they would come hat in hand and say, "Hey, we're going to work on this stuff." But they were so defiant and so arrogant, and it was really just a spit in the face to American taxpayers that worked so hard. Most Americans are never going to see $1 billion yet. That's what we're throwing out to them. I mean, USAID, all these other programs that we're doing. I can understand why Republicans and, frankly, some Democrats don't have an ounce of courage to say enough is enough. I think what you're going to find out is what Elon Musk told us early on. There is a paper trail, ma'am, and it goes right back to Washington.
Well, and we hope you continue to look into that. Congressman, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Also,
thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.